Matt Richardson, again, another Australian favourite. David Beckham El Katachungo from India. Ridwan Sarom from Malaysia, and Quincy Alexander of Trinidad and Tobago. Very powerful looking rider. Was quite some way back in his heat though, so he'll have to really turn things around, I think.
It was a very interesting heat. It seemed like he kind of just sat up very early in the race.
Yeah.
That's how it looked.
He just didn't figure, did he? He was on the wheel of the Derny, and then next time he looked, he'd evaporated somewhere. Gone. Quite sure why.
Richardson from Australia, obviously very, very strong. And as we say from the Malaysians, we always see them put up a fight and throw a random tactic in there to make it a little bit more exciting.
Sarom El Katachungo of India. Off we go then, heat number 3. El Katachungo turning that big gear, gets onto the wheel of the Derny. On his wheel then Sarom of Malaysia. Then comes Quincy Alexander. And the favourite to take the win here, once again for Australia, is Matt Richardson. Drifting up the track a little bit in 4th wheel. Adjusting his helmet, looking very, very relaxed indeed, the Australian. But all the riders in front of him, often that's the best place to be. And as Barney, you were pointing out, it's only a 4-rider heat, so the distance from 4th to 1st is much more manageable.
Indeed it is, yeah, and it gives a lot more control if you're a rider, and yeah, it certainly changes the way you race it too. So I think, I think looking at this one, Richardson has got this kind of well under control. He's a lot faster than the other 3 riders, but he can't let anyone go. That's the problem.
He'll just have to be very careful of the explosive kick of Sarom from Malaysia. So if he gets stuck when the kick comes from the Malaysian rider, but he is no doubt the more powerful and strong rider.
Coming into the home straight then, it begins, and straight away El Katachungo moves off the front. Sarom placed onto the front by that expansive move there from David Beckham, El Katachungo. Quincy Alexander on the wheel of the Malaysian rider, Ridwan Sarom, but it's still cagey as Sarom just cranks it up a little bit, the man from Trinidad and Tobago on his wheel. And that's smart racing from David Beckham, El Katachungo from India. He's picked the right wheel to be on from Matthew Robinson there. Really smart racing, perfectly placed and holding the wheel of the Australian. Now though, as he charges to the front of the Australian, Matt Richardson, can he go with him, David Beckham? At the moment he can. That's a great ride, smart and strong. Has he got the finishing power to get round him? El Katachungo coming very, very close. Wow, that would have been a big upset there, but a very strong ride from 2nd place, and I don't know if Matt Richardson knew just how close he was there to getting picked on the line.
Well, Richardson actually switched off coming into the final straight, and you could really see that he'd switched off and he was rolling to the line as the rider from India was coming at full force. But still a handy, comfortable win, I think, for Richardson.
The tactics prize firmly went to David Beckham El Katachungo there, didn't they, Barney? He read that beautifully, knew exactly what he needed to do and did it.
Very much so. His one chance was coming off the wheel. He's very fast off the wheel, as we can see, and that was his one chance to win this race and try and stay in the slipstream as long as he possibly could, and see if he can get around Richardson. Not quite enough on the day today, though.
Half a bike length, the margin of victory for another Australian who makes it through the repechage after Tom Cornish. Matt Richardson gets through into the 2nd round. He's the only qualifier. David Beckham El Katachungo from India in 2nd place. An outstanding ride from him.